This is Preston Salen, and today I want to tell you a little bit about your water heater, give you some tips and some inspection tips, and possibly some things that might go wrong. So this is all about a gas water heater. So let's go to the diagram.
Okay, guys, we're looking at a diagram of a gas water heater, and let me just show you basically how this works. The water comes in, it's going to come in through this pipe down through the drip tube to the bottom of the tank, and it's going to settle in right here. So then you have the gas burner right here, and it's controlled by this control, but it's going to heat the water. The flue here takes the waste or the carbon dioxide from the flame and takes it up through there. But meanwhile, the water warms up, and as it goes out, it's going to go out through the warm water outlet. So notice the cold water inlet has a dip tube that takes it to the bottom of the tank, and the hot water outlet is at the top of the tank, is the way it should be. Sometimes they'll get these reversed, and it'll still work, but you're putting the cold water in the top and you're warming it up and it's fighting, so it's just having to work a lot longer. So you should feel your hot and cold, and they should be hot and cold. They could be reversed and they would still work, but it's just going to have to work a lot harder than it has to. So when you do an inspection, couple of points of interest here. Couple of things to notice. This is your gas line coming in. A lot of times they'll be down lower than this though, and it's coming in and it is feeding gas to this. This is your control right here where you can turn up the temperature. You want to make sure that it's not beyond scalding, for like a small child. Usually around 120 degrees or less is good. You can turn it up hotter than that, but I would not recommend it if you had small children. Periodically, you're going to have to light the pilot, which that would have to be a whole nother video, but usually there's a little door here and some steps to it. And a lot of times there'll actually be a thing on top of the gas. You got to hold it down, but that's a whole nother. We won't get into that too much right now. So anyway, you control it here. Maybe if you go on vacation, you put it on a vacation setting. Another thing that you want to be aware of is this right here. This thing right here is called a TPR valve, temperature pressure relief valve. So what happens is if this thing malfunctions and just keeps heating the water, and it doesn't shut it down, I mean, this is a bomb. So what happens is this thing has a spring in it right here, and oh man, didn't mean to do that. So it will depress and it will blow out the hot water here. Which is what you want. You don't want it to. You want it to have it has a spring, so it's either a temperature or a pressure that releases there. And again, that's TPR valve, and it has to be piped down. Now, sometimes over time, these little springs will wear out, and you'll see this thing leaking, and these will need to be replaced. Fortunately, they are not very expensive. A couple other things you want to check with a water heater is you really want to take like a CO sniffer and check around this area, all around the flue, to make sure you don't have carbon monoxide leaks. I would also, you want to check this burner to make sure that it's not, flaked or deteriorated, which it will be over time. And then another thing here is this drain line here. Periodically, and that's a whole nother video, you want to drain, not drain, but just settlement will build up in the bottom, and you want to drain out the settlement because it will make your water heater last longer. But that's a whole nother video to kind of talk about how to do it. I just want to make you aware of it. But as far as inspections go, again, we're looking for the cold line to be the one that has the dip tube that takes it all the way to the bottom. The hot tube should be up top. You can't really see that, but you could feel it. If they're reversed, you can feel it, believe me, because the hot tube will be cold and the cold tube will be hot. And it says right on top of the water heater which one's supposed to be which, and people still get them mixed up. TPR valve is a point that you're really going to check. The flue, and around here you probably also want to put a sniffer for gas leaks around, and you might also smell it. The gas is actually odorless, but they put something in it to make it smell. So this is Preston Sandler with Home Inspection Carolina. I hope there was a couple of good tips there for about your water heater, and so give us a call if you have any problems, 704-542-6575. Thank you very much.